Cyberpunk is one of those experiences that really sticks with you. It's why it's one of my favorite games of all time. In Night City, there are millions of tragedies every day, millions of stories cut short. While we wait for Edge Runner Season 2, let me tour you through some Night City stories that you've never heard about. Trauma Team. It's another day in Night City. We hear the voice of a woman named Nadia as she's told to repeat herself to someone talking to her. The client came in at 11 p.m. Medical evac. Platinum level client. She's pestered with some other questions. Continuing, we get the call, we do the job. Is this all this is to you? A job? How am I supposed to answer that? However you like. Sometimes it feels like a job, sometimes it feels like something more. Which do you prefer? I signed on with Trauma Team International because I thought I'd be helping people. Do you still feel that way? Nadia? Do you need me to repeat the question? No, I heard you. Turns out Nadia's getting checked by someone from Trauma Team International for clearance. She says that it feels like she died out there too. We see that as Trauma Team was helping the client, they were attacked by a chromed up criminal who brutally murders all of them, except Nadia. Even then, she still sought to keep the client alive. She returns back to duty. Her new team continuously mistakes her for a new kid before they're corrected. They get a call from Pacifica. They search the sketchy building, then shots are fired. Nadia's clearly not okay. Who would be? She snaps out of it and they continue searching for the client. Turns out the client is a familiar face. The team tries to get him out while we hear Nadia talking to the person checking her again. She's asked how close she was with her late team. She says, "You get close when you're in the field." One of them gets shot. Nadia fails to save him, so she helps get the client out alive. Customer is always right. This phrase makes Nadia flash back to a memory with someone named Dodds. Someone that looks like they're more than just a someone. She sees him covered in blood and returns to the present. The Trauma Team vehicle tries to blast a hole in the building to get them an opening to escape, but they get blasted from the sky in return. Two others left now. Flashback to an intimate moment between Dodds and Nadia. Afterwards, he tells Nadia that being together might cloud their judgment on the field. That if they had to make the choice to save each other or the client, what would they— Holy! Nadia wakes up. Alone. The client saves them and Nadia starts to think about zeroing him, but is stopped by her team. She tells them what he did, but they don't care. This is the job. The client explains what happened. An easy gig, he thought. Ice the leader. But he didn't expect the gang to actually love the leader and go wild just to stop his killer. You wanna get through this. You wanna cut through the gang before they cut through you. You're gonna need to get wild too. Intercut with Nadia talking to the mental checkup lady. One of them, Nap, tries to help Nadia calm down, but they get ambushed. She helps him as he's injured. They try to get a spot where she can treat him. A struggling family's home. The mother inside asks Nadia to help her sick daughter. Nadia loses herself and Nap is dead. The last medic tells off the mother, but Nadia answers back. Somehow Mr. Evil over here tells the last medic to let Nadia treat the kid, as he will deal with the rest of the gang. All he needs is some stims. The client absolutely destroys them as Nadia treats the kid, as Mr. Positive over here guilt trips her about Nap. He starts to lash out at her before the client returns. She gives the sick girl medicine. Again, Killer Murderer is the one telling him to leave Nadia alone. We see them make their way out as we intercut to continue the flashback with Dodds. He answers the question, saying it's not an easy decision, as Nadia answers that it should be, saying that she would do anything to save him, as we flash back to that fateful day where she's unable to do so. They go down the stairs, enemies ahead. We briefly see Nadia talking to the mental check lady again as she hallucinates Dodds for a moment. Nadia stims Mr. Evil Murder Criminal again as he says, "We make a pretty good team." They finally get out the building. The last medic calls an evac. They have an extremely heated argument as the client ends him. She's caught off guard. He says he did her a favor. She says that was her teammate. He had it in for you. You heard him. He was gonna ruin you. So, you just killed him? Your Trauma Team, right? Without that, what are you? Now he won't take that from you. Your last good little medtech standing. The gang returns to fight them, but Nadia and the client help each other out as evac arrives. "I'm here! You're here for me!" Nadia remembers that day. the day the same man she just saved murdered her entire team and love in cold blood. I finished the mission. Everyone else died, but I saved the client. She holds the client hostage as she hallucinates Dodds telling her not to do this, to not throw her life away. How's it feel? Feels platinum. Bang. Such an awesome concept, turning ambulances into a heavily armed lethal force of medics that are only accessible depending on the subscription tier you've paid for is so dystopian. Being able to see what it's like from their perspective is so fascinating. It's a shame Nadia's story probably ends the same way most do, since I don't think they'll take kindly to her shooting a client. This one's my personal favorite because I really enjoy the characters, the story, and seeing the perspective of someone in trauma team. Your voice. We follow a man named Todd who gets called in to help in the station, where for him, it's love at first sight. They're fighting over a package which the duo loses. They fail the gig. She reports back while Todd tries to comfort her. She calls him a sewer rat and goes away. We see him fawn over her in his day job watching over security cams. On the way out, he bumps into a friend who redirects him to a fixer who gives Todd information about the girl, Yishen Ri. Unable to pay for more info, Todd decides to put on a 24-hour trial of an amygdala stimulator that has a voice to help him make decisions faster, and it sure does. He bumps into Yishen, where they realize he could be of use. Together they raid a convoy, get into a battle in the air, crash in the Badlands, and make it to a bar where they get into a fight. The friends pull up and they drive out. Maybe there actually is something between them. They raid another convoy and get the package. The only issue is that Yishen has a target on her head now that she's injured from the raid. So they take a bus all the way back to Night City to be healed. Too injured, Todd decides to finish the gig for her. In Atlantis, Todd is told to give the package to Johnny Silverhand, who is disappointed that Yishen didn't show up. The gig is finished, but before Johnny leaves, he says, "Wait, know your way around a gun, kid?" The implant tells him to say yes, but he says no as Johnny leaves. The implant's 24 hours are up as Todd doesn't want to do a gig right now. He wants to be with her. He waits for her at the afterlife, but she doesn't show. He looks at the news, realizing he missed out on becoming a legend by helping Johnny Silverhand. It's revealed the implant was actually to record a brain dance of Todd. The voice was the director, and now it's been published, revealing exactly who it was that stole the package. He relives the BD, but sees the bonus scene of Yishen being shot dead. Another tragic love story in Night City. Thank goodness the game doesn't do that. Yo, if Panam or Judy died, I don't think I'd actually play the game at all. Big City Dreams. This one is an award winner. We open with an old farmer returning to his home, where his wife gets mad at him for selling brain dances of his entire life. That she's uncomfortable that people see every memory they've made. He says he did it for their daughter, but she still understandably leaves. Then we cut the two kids, one of them named Mirik, on a gig that they pulled off. They get their payment while the Ripper gets annoyed by his Latino worker getting a bounty on her head. They enjoy the moment and celebrate by getting brain dances. The girl, Tasha, decides to get the epic bloody brain dance while Mirek doesn't know what to choose. But the guy at the BD place has a great suggestion. So he puts on the BD and we see a happy couple. The husband surprises her with a new house at a cornfield. They share wholesome moments as she reveals that she's pregnant. We cut back to the duo, where Mirek tries to take in the view as the girl shoots the Latino worker of the fixer from earlier, claiming the bounty. They escape while Tasha is out partying. Mirek continues the BD. The father plays with his daughter in the cornfield. It's super wholesome. The daughter asks about the sky. The father tells her about the space stations far above. She asks if they're happy and the dad says, "I'm sure they are, honey, but some folks can never be happy enough." We cut to Mirek and Tasha looking above Night City. Mirek points out how there's no stars visible from Night City. Of course, Tasha doesn't care, and they visit the Ripper to tell him that they need the money from the bounty. Tasha celebrates, but Mirek has a change of heart that Tasha really doesn't appreciate. Back to the BD. The daughter is older now, working at a gas station, looking at a bunch of ecstatic people that drive by. Over family dinner, she tells her parents that she doesn't want to work at the station anymore, that she wants to move to Night City. This is understandably rejected by the parents, but she argues that she wants to be happy. Yet it doesn't matter since it's not in their budget. But the dad says that he will do anything for her. Mirek smiles as he asks the guy at the BD place about the family. He says no, but tells Mirek that there's one more BD about them left. Before he can continue, Tasha shows up to grab Mirek to claim their bounty. There is nothing to claim. Turns out the Latina slept with one of their girls and broke her heart, so a false bounty was put out, I think? Shots were fired, and Tasha is killed. Mirek escapes injured and goes to the guy at the BD place to ask him where the family is. He tells him that BDs can make a guy emotional, basically don't get attached. Mirek doesn't care. He knows if he stays in Night City, he's gonna get zeroed. So the guy at the BD place pulls some strings to get the location of the family. Mirek drives out to them. The cornfield isn't the way it once was. He goes to the house, afraid for a moment that it's been abandoned. An old man asks if he's the mailman, as if those still exist in this world. He tells him that he's from Night City. The old man quickly asks about his daughter Liz, if he's heard of her or his wife. Mirek hasn't, it's a big city after all. Mirek tells him about the BDs. The old man and Mirek laugh until the injury cuts Mirek off. They sit down. He asks what happened and Mirek tells him that Night City happened. The old man drinks to it, saying that he's lost everyone to that city. Mirek asks why not follow them. The old man says, "Can't pull a U-turn on the highway, ain't that right, son? They never come back. Some folks can never settle down. Never satisfied with what they had before. Me? I got everything I need right here." Absolute cinema. It's interesting seeing a normal family in the world of Cyberpunk and seeing how Night City tears them apart, not through tragedy, but merely through the concept of just being the city of dreams. Something present in all of these Night City stories is that through the horrible darkness, through every extremely disturbing punch, these characters choose to still get up when they're down. While those punches are amplified since it's set in a much darker world, the truth is the world of Cyberpunk isn't that far off from reality. Every day, there are millions of stories cut short. But you're here right now, watching this video, still alive as your story is still going. Remember, through that darkness, through every punch, you can still get up when you're down. Yes, it's not easy. You're injured, you're tired, and you're hurting. But you are not dead yet. And you are not alone. When love and passion brings a story to life, it's another level of magic. And I'm trying to build a community who carries the same love and passion for games, movies, and shows and comics. So please support me and my channel by liking and subscribing. I worked hard on this video and my other videos, and it means a lot to me that you watch this until the end.